321. For MSO Web Radio, I'm Tim Kearns, and this is the Coach's File, brought to you by Big Jim's Auto Body, 19 Creek Street in Beverly. For the best in auto body repair, call Jamie Zarella at 978-927-3201. That's Big Jim's Auto Body, 19 Creek Street in Beverly. With me today in the Coach's File is Andrew Lutz, senior volleyball player with the St. John's Prep volleyball team. And Andrew, welcome to MSO Web Radio.
How's it going?
I'm good. Certainly, I was alerted to you by your coach, Andrew Vasily, who I happen to teach with at Gloucester High School, and you've been the biggest surprise, I think, in his expressions to me of his coaching career at St. John's Prep. You come out as a junior for the first time. What brought you to the sport?
Sophomore year, I was playing baseball, and he said that if I wanted to add 6 inches to my vertical, I should come out for the volleyball team next year, and I wanted to play basketball in college at the time, and so that drew my attention strictly to volleyball. And so next year I took off from baseball, came into volleyball tryouts my sophomore year, and I pretty much from there I just started jumping higher. I noticed my career shifting to the volleyball world, not necessarily basketball, so that's what really drew me into it.
Now, certainly, you said you wanted to add vertical to your leap. How tall are you?
I'm 6'6.5", 6'7" ish.
Now, 6'6.5" in volleyball in high school. That's a dominant size.
Yeah.
Where will that put you when you go to college and you play?
It's bigger out in California. I mean, at my position, you can get anywhere from 6'6" to 6'9". But at Ohio State, I'll be probably top 5 kids on the team height-wise. I think the tallest kid's 6'7" there.
Is that where you decided to go, Ohio State?
Yes, I committed to Ohio State.
What were some of the other schools that recruited you?
I was talking to Hawaii, George Mason, IPFW, Penn State, Stanford, Loyola in Chicago. I had contact with Springfield and Ohio State.
Now, how did you come to decide on Ohio State? What were the factors involved there?
Just on my visit there, I had a great time. I went on the field during one of their football games. I like the school pride. I like the school. I like the big atmosphere. And I just really wanted to be a Buckeye.
Now, certainly walking into the stadium at Ohio State, who are they playing that day? Because obviously they don't get small crowds out there.
Yeah, there was I think versus Wisconsin, there were about 110,000 people at the game, and it was an experience.
It has to be, I mean, just a drawing card for a prospective athlete to go into that kind of an atmosphere and see the fan support and know that it carries over into probably a lot of the other sports as well.
Yeah, it was like the red carpet. My impression, the athletes, they got a lot of attention. That's something I couldn't turn down personally.
What will you study there?
I'm not sure yet. I'll probably go undecided. I'm into languages. I'm into medical, sports medicine type things. So maybe possible minor in Spanish, but I'll probably go undecided.
Now, certainly at this time you were in your final semester at St. John's Prep. Let's go back and talk about your career here. First off, you're 4 years at the Prep.
I'm not sure what you want me to.
Well, the overall student life, because athletics is one thing, and then student life, academics is a separate part. Your experience of the decision to go to St. John's Prep.
A lot of homework. It's not, you don't go to school for 6 hours in that school. I mean, it's a full-time job. You're going to go to school until 3 o'clock. You're going to go home. You're going to go in your room for probably another 3 hours. Study, do all your work, get that done, and then once that's over, then you can go do your athletics and do your other hobbies.
You've played, you say basketball your freshman, sophomore year. You played volleyball the last 2 years. How has it been balancing the academics and the athletics?
I find that when I'm playing a sport, my academic grades are better just because I feel I'm better at time management. I have more, my days are more scheduled. As if I'm not playing a sport, I'm kind of a lot more free time, a lot more time to do what I want to do, not necessarily what I have to do.
Do you look forward to those times?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to volleyball this year, my senior year, seeing what I can do.
Now, when will your season start up?
First day is, I believe, March 15th, so in about 5 weeks.
What was the experience like last year as a junior, your first year?
It was definitely experience. It was a lot. I've never had a coach like Coach Vasily with his expectations, but it was a good year. We made it to the state championship, but we didn't do what we wanted to do by winning it all. But I mean, it was a successful season. From what we had, we really made a good. We did well with what we had.
How was the transition from basketball to volleyball? Certainly, the positional play is different. You're not going full court. You're playing in a constant half court set.
Yeah, basketball, it's a conditioned sport. You have to be in great condition because you're going back and forth. Volleyball, it's similar to football. You're just stopping in between plays. But volleyball, it's just conditioning your legs. Every play you're jumping, middles, we jump hundreds of times each practice, each game. So, I mean, it's similar. You have to be in the same conditions, but it's different than basketball.
Did you find you missed basketball last year after playing it again at your height? Your coach had a tear in his eye when he found that you weren't going to be playing basketball again.
Yeah, I definitely missed basketball. It was definitely my love growing up. I always wanted to play Division I basketball, but volleyball has definitely helped me out. I love volleyball, and I'm dealing with it.
Now, certainly, just to step aside for a second, the basketball is having just a fabulous season this year, undefeated to this point, and they've got a couple of big games coming up this week.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job. I don't think they were expected to do this well, but I mean, that's just kudos to those kids and working hard, and especially the coaches.
Okay. Obviously, you guys, after last year's season, the ending that it had, you have some unfinished business. Are you using that as a focus as you get ready to go into this year?
Yeah, it's definitely motivation. It hurts to know that you had the chance to win it all, but you let the other team take it from you, and that was hard for me to swallow. But I definitely use that as motivation.
What's your usual position on the floor?
I'm a middle blocker, right in the middle of the court.
Not a lot of people around here, though we watch the Olympics and we watch an occasional college volleyball, aren't really clear about all the rules and the movement of players on the basketball court. Can you give us a brief summary of a typical play?
Yeah, you get 3 touches, this ball comes over, there's usually a pass, and there's a set, and there's a swing. You have to hit the ball in bounds. You don't hit the net, or that's going to stop the play. But I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Now,
is your play constantly at the net as the center? Because they also you have setters. You're a center blocker. Do you remain at the net throughout the rotation, or do you have to go back and serve also?
Yeah, I go back and serve as well, and then sometimes I'll play back row, pass a little bit.
Okay. Your experience was the first time in the league, and it's not really the traditional league as a lot of people know it, Catholic Conference, Northeast Conference, and all that, because not everybody has volleyball. So you guys play a mix of private and public schools as well.
Right. We play in the MVC, which is the Merrimack Valley Conference. We play a bunch of public schools such as Lawrence, Chelmsford, Andover. But we also play Central Catholic. It's pretty much a mix. It's a combination of many schools.
How have you found the competition in that league?
There's some good teams, there's some bad teams. I mean, each year it changes. Last year Andover's really good, Chelmsford was really good, and there's some teams that aren't as talented. But I mean, I think it's probably one of the better leagues in the state. But it's yeah.
Did you find that the upper half of the league that is really quality prepares you for the run into the tournament, so that you really feel you can play with anybody once you get there?
Yeah, every year it seems like the top 3 teams in our division are the top 5 in the north standing. So definitely feel prepared. It seems like every year the winner of the teams that did well in the MVC go to the either state semis or state finals.
Who did you lose to last year?
We lost to Lincoln Sudbury in the state championship.
Are there a lot of teams from Western Massachusetts that play, or is it mainly an Eastern Massachusetts sports phenomena?
There are teams out in Western Mass. There's schools like Chicopee Comp. They're often in the Final Four in the state. I haven't been exposed to many teams out there, but I know there is volleyball out there.
Great. All right, Andrew, I know you've had a long day at the class, and I know you probably antsy to get home and get some homework started. I want to thank you for your time here this afternoon, and best of luck this year.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.